Hello everyone and welcome to another Headstone tutorial. Today I'm gonna show a flying machine to remove lava. Obviously I'm in creative in doing this in a small area, but this is intended of course for nether perimeters. I'm just doing a small area to be easier to show you guys in the tutorial. And before anyone asks, I have no idea if this works on Bedrock or paper servers, Spigot. I'm using Java in a Fabric uh, instance, so if you are using that too, it should work. And the materials is you're gonna need this amount of blocks, so 2 pistons, 2 stick pistons, 4 observers, 6 blocks, and 10 slime blocks for each 12 wide that you need to remove. Here I'm using 3 chunks here, so that's 48 blocks. So I'm gonna need to do 4 of those flying machines. And on this chest we have the materials you're gonna need for another flying machine that will be used to push the flying machine 1 block down and remove the next layer. And you're only gonna need this amount of blocks: 2 pistons, 2 stick pistons, 2 observers, and 4 slime blocks, and a few blocks to stop the flying machine. So for example, furnaces or obsidian, something like that. Okay, so the first step is you have to do these barriers around your perimeter. So for example, in this case, I want to remove everything inside these chunks. So I did this barrier around the perimeter, so the lava outside the perimeter doesn't fall in when we start removing the layers of lava. And then you have to decide where you are going to build the flying machine. In this case, I'm going to build the flying machine here, and it will go in this direction, removing lava. And if you have an area that has a little bit of land like this, it's better to build the flying machine, because otherwise in building the lava would be a little bit harder. And also because the flying machine go from there to here, we will need 1 extra layer of blocks inside the perimeter here, inside the part we want to remove. So you're gonna have to add another layer of blocks here. Okay, I finished placing this extra layer of blocks here, and now it's time to start building the flying machines. Because in this case I have a place there with blocks, it's easier to build in this area here, so I'm gonna choose to build it in here. Okay, so first of all, in this area here where I want to build the flying machine, I'm gonna mine 2 blocks like this, leaving 1 block here on the wall inside the perimeter part. Okay, I finished removing these 2 lines of blocks here, so now let's start building the flying machine. You need to place a piston upside down like this, and then you need to place an observer, 3 blocks, another observer, and then 5 slime blocks like this, a stick piston here, and then in front of this stick piston you can place another observer, 3 blocks, and another observer, and again 5 slime blocks, and the piston facing down, and another stick piston there. And now you have to repeat this for how many times you need to fill your perimeter here. Okay, I finished building all the flying machines here. Now the next step is you have to remove all the blocks in this layer that you are going to remove the lava, because of course the flying machine would stop if there was blocks here. You have to remove all of them, including those that are uh, kind of islands on the lava there. Okay, so I finished removing all the blocks in this layer, but anyways, the first time to send this flying machine is gonna be manual. You're gonna have to come here, and these observers here that are next to the stick piston, closer to the wall, you're gonna just mine the block below it, and he starts the flying machine. Or if there is no blocks under it, you just place a block there, and it will start. So yeah, for the first time, you're gonna have to manually start. There we go. And now, as we will see, the flying machines will stop in the other wall there. Okay, you see that the flying machines got here, but there is still a little bit of lava left in this layer because, of course, this part of the flying machine doesn't touch the wall. So you can come here with some blocks and remove it. I recommend using moss because it's not going to stick to the slime. It's an easy block to get. So yeah, it's easy to break later too. It's a good block to use here. There you go. Now I removed all the lava that was next to the wall here. Okay, now the next step is very important that you remove the blocks before you starting to build the other flying machine, that will push that one block down. So we're gonna remove all these blocks here, and yeah, remove all the blocks from the next layer of lava here. Okay, so I removed the blocks, but it's very important to leave the last layer here next to the wall with steel blocks here, so the flying machine doesn't touch the wall here because of the slime. Then it can't move. So that's why you need to leave this last line of blocks here. Okay, now that you remove all the blocks in the layer that you are going to remove next, you have to come behind the flying machine here and remove this layer of blocks here. So in my case, I'm using gravel. I'm going to remove all this gravel here. Okay, now that I removed all these blocks behind here, we have to come here where we have the stick pistons. And behind these observers, we have to place a movable block, like a furnace or something. Just behind this observer that we have the stick pistons. This one that has the piston facing down, you don't need a movable block there. Just where we have stick pistons behind the observer, movable block. Okay. Now you need to look at your flying machine, and you will notice that there will be, in one end of the flying machine, there will be, the slime will be closer to the lava, right, on the inside part of the perimeter, and on the opposite side, the slime blocks will be closer to the wall here, to the outside of the perimeter. And on this side that the slime is closer to the wall, you're gonna place a movable block on top of this piston, just to stop the flying machine that we're gonna build there, so it doesn't keep going forever. And on the other side here, we're gonna build the flying machine that will push this down, and it will push down and already start going there. So when you are doing this in a big perimeter, you might want to build the flying machine. When it starts, you might want to fly at the center of the perimeter to keep everything loaded, depending on the render distance and simulation distance you have it, so the flying machine doesn't unload and stop. Okay, so to build this flying machine that will push this down, you place a temporary block here, and then the two regular pistons facing down like this. Notice that they are where the slime blocks are here, just a block above the slime blocks, and you can remove this temporary block here. And now on top of these two regular pistons, you place two slime blocks, another slime block like this, place a temporary block here, so you can place a stick piston facing this way, and a slime block on the face of that stick piston. Remove this temporary block, place another stick piston there, and then this observer you can place like this, and we need another observer here, but it needs to be facing upwards, so we place a temporary block there, and place the observer like this. And now you can start the flying machine by just placing a block in front of this observer, and as you can see, it will push everything down and already start going. And yeah, you in survival you might want to build a platform at the center of your perimeter and fly there just to make sure you are loading everything, because as you can see, when this flying machine is getting there, it might still be loading other flying machines over there. So yeah, keep it always everything loaded in the center. And as you can see, that flying machine stopped. And that flying machine, you could try to push it down or something, but I think it's easier to just rebuild it every time. Like here, for example, now remember we left this layer of blocks here to stop the flying machine and don't the flying machine doesn't touch the wall. Now what we're gonna have to do is remove these blocks here that we left before. And now we need to build again the flying machine that pushes it down. So remember, where the slime is closer to the wall, you place a block to stop the flying machine. And you have to place blocks behind these observers here, always where you have these stick pistons behind this observer. Okay, and now of course you have to remove all these blocks here that are in the layer you want to remove. And you might notice also that there were some lava blocks left here, so you might want to come back here and remove these with your mouse blocks here. Okay, so you see that I removed the blocks here, but I still didn't remove the ones under the flying machines, because if we remove it, because this piston powers the stick pistons here, it will start the flying machine. So before removing these blocks, it's a good idea to place a block behind the observers again. Same thing we did on the other side, but this time on these observers here. And now we can start. Okay, so I removed all the blocks under the flying machines. Now we can remove the temporary blocks, just the ones inside the perimeter here. These ones behind we still need. And now remember, we start building the flying machine where the slime is closer to the inside of part of the perimeter. So here, because we don't have a space there, we can start building the flying machine a little bit different, a little bit over here, but still it's gonna be the same way, as you can see, with this observer there, this one over here, and the pistons over here. It's the same flying machine I built there, but on this side. Okay, so now we can start this flying machine, and as you can see, it will push that one block down, and we'll start it again. So yeah, now you have to do the same thing on the other side. Apparently I forgot to remove the lava here with moss. So yeah, that will be the process you do, which yes, is still there's a lot of job like placing these furnaces behind remembering to remove the blocks, but it's still less painful than have to rebuild the flying machine over and over again. The only flying machine you rebuild is this one that, like I said, if you scale this to a perimeter, makes a lot of saving time. And then we have to do everything again, remove all the blocks from this layer, and then remove this line of gravel here. But yeah, you can remove this first layer of gravel, and then start removing the other one here, and filling the gaps here with moss to remove this lava. And then, of course, remember to place furnaces behind these observers here. And then now you can rebuild the flying machine here. Yeah, so you have to rebuild the flying machine. You can destroy this one we built it the other time and rebuild the one there. I still didn't remove the blocks here. But yeah, you get the ideas. Now it's just doing this over and over again until you remove all the lava. I hope this helped you guys, and I see you guys in the next video. Bye!